We need to go to the Sweet Tea Bakery hotline. Sweet Tea Bakery with a beautiful Andes chocolate mint cake in here tonight, and they have sweetened us up, and I can't imagine that life is any sweeter for us than it is for head coach Phillip Shadowens of Blackman. Coach Shad gets a 35-0 win over Riverdale. Coach Shad, are you with me?
I am with you, yes, sir.
Michael Hackney, we talked to Michael Hackney just a few minutes ago. His statement was that your defense kept Riverdale pretty much on their side of the 50-yard line all night long. What do you think about that? Is he accurate about that? Expound on that.
Yes, he was. It was a dominant performance by our defense. To be honest with you, I thought I don't think, and I can't remember for sure, but I don't think Riverdale was able to cross the 50-yard line tonight. And if they were, I don't remember it, but I don't know the final stats on the game, but I'm saying they probably had less than 100 yards, and it was a really good performance by our defense. And we've been kind of trying to stress that to our kids. We didn't feel like we played like we're capable of playing. We've lost focus on both sides of the ball in each of our first two games, and we won the 48 tonight. And I thought our defense really dominated the game for us.
Juwan Jennings, your quarterback, is really turning some heads and getting some attention. Was he the spark plug tonight for the Blaze?
He was one of them. Styles Porter made a couple big plays for us too. One of our receivers had a big touchdown. Also ran the ball well for us on all the jet sweep stuff we do. But Juwan did some good things for us. Scored on a run. Cole Nogratz had a big long run for us there in the first half. I think about a 70-yarder for a touchdown. Ronnie Killens had a punt return for a touchdown. We scored on all three phases tonight. We scored running the ball, we scored throwing the ball, and we scored on special teams. Defense had a big turnover and gave us the ball on about the 20 there one time, and so felt like it was a complete game tonight. And it's always it's always a challenge playing Riverdale. Ron does such a good job with his offense, and tonight we were able to kind of slow him down.
All right, Coach Shad, you got Mount Juliet on the road. Hackney said that your district schedule's pretty tough, but your non-district schedule's no slouch either. What do you know about Mount Juliet in your pre-scout?
Well, I know they're a wing T team also, and how much they run very similar offense to Riverdale, which will help us a little bit in preparation. I mean, we'll have to tweak it and change a few things up each week, but so that'll help us. And really, we got three wing T teams in a row. We had Riverdale tonight, Mount Juliet next week, and then Stewart's Creek. All three run wing T or some variation of it. So that'll help us there. Obviously, Mount Juliet has been in the quarters of the semifinals in each of the last 3 years. Have a lot of respect for their program. I don't know very much about tonight. I think they got beat, is what somebody said, by Station Camp, but I don't know that.
Yeah, that is correct.
But, that is correct. That was kind of a surprise to me because Mount Juliet was 2-0, and I've heard a lot of good things about them. They went undefeated in the regular season 2 out of the last 3 years, and if you look at our schedule, our non-district games being Brentwood, obviously Mount Juliet next week. We have Independence, which I think is ranked 4th or 5th in the state, and then we have Bowling Green, Kentucky, week 10, which has won 30-something games in a row. So we do have a tough non-district, non-region schedule, and then you put all the teams in our region in there. It's pretty tough, but certainly our kids are working really hard for us, and being 3-0 right now is quite rewarding for our kids.
Coach Shad, it's always a pleasure to spend time with you. Thank you so much for your time, and look forward to talking to you again real soon. Okay.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Phillip Shadowens of Blackman.